Endangered birds experience a virgin birth. Massive dataset shows that climate change is shrinking Amazonian birds. And song sparrows create playlists to shuffle their songs to keep their audience listening. All this and more in today's Bird News. This year, some lucky people across the country have had the pleasure of spotting a wild stellar sea eagle in America. Stellar sea eagles, like me, are native to eastern Russia, the Korean Peninsula, and northern Japan. They are the largest eagle species by weight, built for the harsh cold climate of northeastern Asia. But this past year, one of them has gotten very lost. This bird has been traveling around for a couple years, crossing the water from the Russian coast to Alaska in August 2020. From there, the bird traveled all the way down to Texas, where it was spotted in March last year. It has since been spotted in eastern Canada and is now seemingly residing in New England, most recently seen in Maine. Traveling birds like this are called vagrant. It's hard to know why a bird might travel outside its home region, but it happens from time to time. Many traveling birds are young, perhaps trying to find new areas to live and getting lost off their course. Maybe they are getting thrown off by weather events or simply by accidentally migrating in the wrong direction. In addition to being a species of eagle that doesn't live in North America, the bird has a distinct white spot on its wing that helps birdwatchers confirm it is indeed the same individual. As an interesting coincidence, a vagrant bald eagle was spotted in Hokkaido, Japan, last year. It's like an eagle exchange program. Whether the bird will stay in New England remains to be seen. In the past, some vagrant individuals have stayed in their unusual homes for decades. It is very unlikely that the bird would be able to return to its native region. It may even breed with the local bald eagles. Who knows where it will be spotted next? Keep your eyes open. Scientists have discovered the first ever virgin birth observed in California condors. What this means is the female bird has produced offspring without a father. Based on DNA sequencing, the researchers observed offspring that does not have any DNA coming from a male bird. California condors are extremely endangered. The entire population was down to 22 birds in 1982. Thanks to conservation efforts, the population has since grown to over 500 birds. This is why scientists are paying close attention to their relations to each other. Breeding programs are sequencing condor DNA and maximizing genetic diversity by strategically selecting which birds should mate. This kind of breeding strategy is common for captive breeding programs. While sequencing the bird's DNA, it was discovered that two male birds had no contribution to their alleged offspring's DNA. This mechanism is called parthenogenesis, in which two egg cells fuse and behave like sperm. This phenomenon has been observed in sharks, rays, and lizards, but never before in California condors. The findings hint at the thought that maybe parthenogenesis is more widespread than previously thought. For most animal offspring, we do not sequence their every DNA, so maybe there are birds occasionally reproducing like this in our backyards, without us even knowing. During the pandemic, emergency rescues of rare Philippine eagles have risen to record high numbers. The Philippine Eagle Foundation usually rescues only 1 or 2 birds a year, but last year they recorded a historic high of 10 rescues. This may not sound like a lot, but currently there are fewer than 700 breeding pairs of these birds alive, so the number is significant if the trend continues. The Philippines has been fighting the pandemic with one of the world's longest lockdowns. Economically, the Philippines also relies heavily on ecotourism, which has taken a big hit in the past couple years. Conservationists are theorizing that the difficulties caused by the pandemic are driving people to either accidentally or intentionally hunt protected animals. Many of the rescued eagles were found in traps meant for other animals. The Philippine Eagle Foundation helps train indigenous communities to learn about these rare eagles and protect them from illegal hunting. However, the rescues of these eagles don't end in a disaster. The rescued animals get treated and rehabilitated or enrolled into captive breeding programs to help the species in different ways. Decades of research data shows that climate change is shrinking Amazonian birds. As the summers in the undisturbed Amazon rainforest are getting hotter and drier, data shows that the birds are evolving to have longer wings and smaller bodies. Birds are often considered sentinel species or indicator species, showing signs of the health of an ecosystem as a whole. For this research, the scientists collected a massive dataset spanning over 40 years and 77 native, non-migrating species of birds from the Amazon. This is the largest dataset ever collected for a study about tropical birds in the Amazon. The study reports that all the studied birds lost body mass over the time period, with around half of the observed species having significant decrease in weight. A third of the observed species grew longer wings over the time period. From 1979 to 2019, the average temperatures in the Amazon raised by 1 to 2%. The rainfall increased during the wet season but decreased more during the dry season. This makes the climate hotter and drier on average. The decrease in body weight is better understood as a way to stay cooler and spend less energy, but the change in wing length was surprising to the researchers. Scientists theorize that the longer wings both help the bird stay cooler and help it spend less energy on flight. The principle is the same as an airplane. A fighter jet uses a lot more fuel compared to a glider plane. Most of the world's climate change research and funding is done in temperate climates of developed countries. This study was performed in the rainforests, not affected by deforestation. The results show that even remote areas far away from development are affected by climate change. The scientists suggest more study is needed in the tropical areas so we can gain a better understanding on the effects of climate change as a whole. A new study finds that song sparrows have a complex playlist that they memorize and sing to their listeners. The findings suggest that song sparrows deliberately shuffle and repeat their songs, possibly to keep the attention of female birds. When you're listening to songs on a playlist, listening to the same songs in the same order might get boring. It seems like the same applies to birds. The song sparrow is a common songbird across North America. They use their song to announce their territory and to find a mate. Only the male song sparrows sing. When singing to court mates, the song sparrow uses a dozen different songs, each around 2 seconds long. They repeat the same song many times before moving to the next song. This playlist of songs can last up to 30 minutes. The song sparrow varies both the number of repeats as well as the order of the songs when singing their whole repertoire. However, until now it was not known if this was by accident or whether it was intentional. To figure out this question, researchers from Duke University recorded 5-hour-long clips of song sparrows in the backwoods of northern Pennsylvania from more than 30 birds. They then analyzed the audio to find which songs were played when. One key finding was that the sparrows sing through the whole list of their songs before singing the same song again. They also found that when the sparrow repeated the song many times, it would then take longer until coming back to that same song again. This suggests that the sparrow is trying to keep its playlist fresh and interesting, singing as many different songs as it can before coming back to a particular song. The scientific term for this skill of remembering which songs have been sung is called long-distance dependencies. Previously, it was thought that the canary bird was the record holder, being able to juggle around 5 seconds of song information this way. However, the study shows that the song sparrow memorizes a length of time that is 360 times longer. It remains to be seen whether better shuffling affects the ability for a song sparrow to find a mate. The study suggests that maybe the ability to memorize and keep track of the order of songs, or words when it comes to human speech, may not be as rare as previously thought. That's all the stories I have today. Thank you for watching, and thanks for my wonderful patrons for making this possible. My name is Sentry. See you again next time on Bird News.